Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mario Pedro Gould. You are now tuned into the Alpha Success Television Network, and we are going to have a very exciting conversation today. We are going to be talking about self-empowerment. And the question that I have for you at this point, before we delve very deeply into our conversation, is who or what do you hinge your future on, ladies and gentlemen? Do you hinge your future, your ability to live successfully, on external events, on things that are happening outside of you? Or do you hinge your ability to be successful based on what is happening within you? If you hinge your ability to live successfully based on what is happening within you, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we call self-empowerment. And with self-empowerment, you can and will be able to chart the course of the direction in which you would like to end up, and you will be able to steer your ship directly to your promised land of milk and honey. On the other hand, ladies and gentlemen, if your ability to live successfully depends on what is happening external to you, the economy, or whatever circumstances going on outside of you, then you're in a lot of trouble. You are in a lot of trouble. This conversation stems from, a lot of the times, we have a lot of, motivational and inspirational conversations here on the Alpha Success Television Network, but I felt very deeply that today we should have a rational and logical conversation about what it really takes, to design and live the ideal life. The origin of this conversation today comes from an article that I'm reading in the newspaper. I'm going to be picking some things from the business section, in the newspaper. And we're going to have a conversation about what is going on in the world and how it actually affects you and your ability to live successfully. So apparently right now there is a lot of fear in the economy based on, oil prices going down. So I come across an article that says that a swoon in the price of oil, that is a dip in the price of oil, is lowering the fuel bills for drivers, for shippers, and for airlines. But it is not without downsides for both the North American oil boom and the broader economy. Just reading this title got me to think that it's very interesting how, when the oil prices are going up, people complain that, it is too expensive to put gas in their vehicle. It is too expensive, to fly because cost of gas is very expensive. But on the other hand, when the gas price actually goes down, surprise, surprise, people are once again complaining because with a reduced oil price, then the economy is in trouble, and particularly in Canada, Alberta, the economy is driven, by oil. So people are concerned about job security. They're concerned about the ability to, to earn some money. And this is a very interesting conversation because it had me thinking that I have lived in Canada for almost, 15 years, and I have never had an idea about how much gas costs for me to put gas in my car. Okay, I meet people all the time. They say, "Oh, a gallon of gas costs this and that." And in my mind, I ask the question, what does it matter to you how much a gallon of oil costs? Because you need to drive from point A to point B. You should not be asking the question, "Oh, how much is the price of oil?" You should be asking the question, what is it that you can do to position yourself in a space where you never have to be concerned with the price of gas so you can get from point A to point B. You got to stay with me and really understand what I'm sharing here with you. One of the assets that you have in life is your brain, your mind. What it is that you store in there is what you will use to create your external reality. So when you spend majority of time holding information about how much gas costs in your mind, well, that is space in your head that could have been used to store information that can help you progress further. Let us delve in further into this interesting newspaper article and let's see how the populace thinks. Let us delve into the mass consciousness. The article says that Canadian consumer confidence wanes. Pessimists outnumber optimists. Majority of the people are pessimists. What category do you fall into? Whether you're a pessimist or an optimist will determine your outlook in terms of what's going on around you, and therefore it will determine your actions. It will determine your ability to create from nothing. Let us go further. The article continues to say that there is growing concern about the global outlook, and this is sapping Canadian consumer confidence. This declining Canadian confidence is largely driven by forward perceptions of the economy. Which brought me to a very, very fundamental question, which goes something like this. What does it matter to me, really, whether the economy goes up or whether the economy goes down? This is a question that you want to ask yourself. What does it matter to you, whether the economy goes up or whether it goes down? It has no relationship whatsoever to your ability to live successfully. Your ability to live successfully is driven by two primary factors. Number one, the knowledge, skills, and abilities that you have developed within yourself that you can use and take out into the marketplace and create value. And for that value, demand a premium price. Knowledge, skills, and abilities is the number one thing. The second thing that will determine your ability to live a successful life is the discovery of the inner divinity that lies within you, which moves in the form of creativity. Which you can utilize to solve a myriad of problems and, live successfully. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us delve in further into this. Hold on for a second here. Let us delve further into this newspaper article. The newspaper article continues to say that polling shows that, pessimists outnumber the optimists, which I pose the question to you, are you a pessimist or are you an optimist? And then the next thing it goes on to say, it says that the share of Canadians who say they expect the economy to be stronger in the next 6 months has fallen. Canadians are expecting a weaker economy. A weaker economy. The question that I have for you is, what is it that you are expecting for your life? The power of expectation, ladies and gentlemen, is very strong. What you actually expect becomes a reality. I have had experiences where I approach something in life and I'm expecting to fail. If I approach a business and I'm expecting to fail, usually I fail. If I approach a woman and I'm expecting to fail, usually I fail. What are your expectations? Shift your expectations to be optimistic. Believe in yourself and go in with the attitude that regardless of the economy, regardless of any external circumstances that are going on without you, you will within you develop the strength, the fortitude, the faith, the hope, the wisdom, the creativity, etc., etc. You will develop everything that you need within you to conquer and triumph all obstacles and barriers that lie in your way. This was a very exciting article because there's a lot of lessons on prosperous living here. One more thing that I want to pick on here in the article that was very interesting, it said that a lot of this Canadian consumer confidence falling down is based on responses about job security and personal finances. A lot of the consumer confidence is based on job security and personal finances. Now, here is the ultimate question I'm going to hit you based on this article is, who are you basing your job security on? Who are you basing your personal finances on? If you're basing it on the economy, if you're basing it on what is happening outside of you, ladies and gentlemen, pardon my directness, you are bound to live a life of destitution. You are bound to live a life of poverty instead of prosperous living. You are bound to live check to check. You are bound, ladies and gentlemen, to always have the worry and concern about where is your next dollar going to come from. Are you going to live the life that you want to live? Are you going to be able to create the life that you want to create for you, your wife, your spouse, your family, your community at large, your level of contribution? This is a lot to do with confidence, ladies and gentlemen. You need to learn to take control of your own life by looking deep within you and realizing that your ability to create personal financial success, job security, has got nothing to do with what's happening outside of you. And they use examples here about personal finances as well as job security, but we can take this and talk about health, talk about relationships, talk about spirituality. The message is the same. Anything that happens outside of you has no bearing whatsoever on what you can actually create for yourself. You have the power to look deeply within you and seek out the gaps in the knowledge, skills, and abilities that you lack, and develop these knowledge, skills, and abilities and use them to create value for yourself. And at the same time, you have the power to look within you and discover that you are a spiritual being having a physical experience in this world. Consequently, as a spiritual being, you are gifted with the creativity that you need to take control of your life. Ladies and gentlemen, believe in thyself. Have yourself a magnificent week. We will reconvene and continue our conversations about prosperous living. So stay tuned.